Hello, Aries, and welcome to your mid-month check-in for July 2021. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more well-rounded perception for the reading, as well as check the link box below for extended reading options. I will be making those available for a small fee on my website, reconnectingessentials.net. All right, let's go ahead and begin. So mid-month, it looks like things are going to be coming together for you. Actually, I feel like the vibrations of this is already happening. They're very, very strong at the time of my doing this, recording this. So there are things that are coming together, things that you have been working towards, that you have been, it feels like it's been a long time coming, not so much as far as time period as much as what you have gone through to get to this point. So the experience to get to the point where your dreams and wishes and hopes and desires kind of come to a point of being fulfilled. It's been a long, arduous journey. So, and that the length of it is not a timing as much as the overall sense of it. It's been a frustrating couple of however long this has been for you. This is different per person, but the frustration of it has made it feel like it's so much longer. It's felt like it's been dragged out for far longer than it should have been, but things are coming together. Like I said, at the time of doing this recording, I get an overall sense that the vibrations and the frequencies of things coming together is something you're already getting a sense for, even if you're not seeing it in the tangible physical realm. You're already getting a sense, you're feeling it coming together, that sort of sunlight in the horizon kind of sense. So things are coming together. I'm getting a sense, I do have to say, I'm getting a sense that it's not perfect. I mean, I knew we have the depiction of the rainbow here, but I'm being told that it's not perfect, all rainbows and sunshine. It's just the completion. The completion is coming. And then the next step that comes after that, it's just easier to partake and participate in, just because the arduousness of it is coming to an end. So fulfillment, an overall fulfillment is something that is coming to an end. But I feel like there's another step to this, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in the next card, which is the Eight of Pentacles. And I just feel that this is validation of what I just said about how you're coming to a completion of something that you have been working on and hoping for and dreaming for. It's coming together. Doesn't mean that the work is done. It just means that the next step is available. And sometimes that's just, it's nice to be able to switch the focus. It's nice to be able to understand that hard work and patience that you had been putting in to get to this point finally has an end result, finally has a completion state. And now you can go to the next level. And I'm trying to think of an analogy. I'm asking them to give me an analogy of how this can be applied so this makes more sense. And they're really not giving much clarity, as much as it's the next step will be available. So the step that you have been on, or the steps you've been working towards, is coming to completion. If I go back to the analogy of how you can see the sun rising over in the horizon, if we go with that, it's one of those things where when the sun comes up in the morning, there's something nice about sitting there, enjoying the cup of coffee, seeing that it's rising, knowing that the day is beginning. But then once you've got settled into the realization that the day has begun, and you've sort of honored that however you want to honor it, now the day's work begins. So this, I feel this applies different ways, but it's a different sort of work that existed in getting to this point. So that the next step, they keep saying next step. The next step is here. So I'm getting an overall sense. They're telling me that this next step is what you have been working for. So the last step was the work of just going through the steps to get to this point. And now the next step is to do whatever you have to do in this level. So I really hope that's making sense. They're telling me that this makes sense to you, even if I feel like I'm not getting it clearly. What needs to be getting across is getting across to those who need it. So however this applies, speak to who you speak to and work with who you work with. This is the message, that completion state of what you've been hoping for, you're getting there. Now it's the next step. Now you get to move on. You get to focus on the next level, leveling up sort of situation, sort of energy is what's coming with this. And finally, we have the lilac to finish this particular aspect of the reading off, belief in faith. So I feel this is basically them letting you know you're validated in how you have stayed focused during that arduous process to get to the completion. This isn't so much something that's coming as much as you're being given a pat on your back for how you have stayed with this, how you've stayed focused, how you've not given up, how you've remained strong in your faith, even in those moments where you didn't feel like you were strong in your faith, even in those moments where you felt like you were experiencing doubt, or you kind of chastised yourself for not being strong in your belief and faith in the powers that be, in those that you work with to get these things to come together. They're letting you know that this is not the case. They're letting you know that you got to this point. You've reached that point of completion and leveling up to the next level because you have stayed true to what you believe in, because you have stayed true to your what you knew was coming to fruition, what you received in prior messages, and the work that you have done in workings. And this feels very strongly inclined towards magic workings too, not just the physical labor that you may have put in, but also, if not more heavily, the spiritual aspect of it. So the workings that you may have done, the spellcrafts, the whatever deities or spirit realm that you've been working with to get to this, even when you were going through those moments where you felt doubt on some level, you stayed with it. So even when you were experiencing those moments where you felt you weren't as strong in your faith, you still did the work that you felt was necessary. You still stayed true to what you believed in. You still reminded yourself of the messages that you received. You still reminded yourself that you did the work that needed to be done. And when I say work, this really feels very much, so letting me know that this is very much on a spiritual aspect. You stuck with it. You stayed with it. You believed in it, that eventually it will come true, even during those moments of self-doubt. So I feel like this lilac card of belief and faith, they're just telling you that essentially they're proud of you. I mean, there's no other way. This still feels so cheesy to say, but there really is no other way to say that other than that. They are proud of how you stayed with it. And that's one of the reasons why you are getting to the point where you're feeling the frequency of things coming to completion, this level that you've been on, this process you've been going through. One of the reasons why you are experiencing this and you are moving into this is because of the work and the faith that you have already had to this point. And as a result of all of this, you will be leveling up. You will be experiencing that next level that you've been working forward and towards. So that is it. If you want the extended version, go ahead and check out the link box below for that. Other than that, hopefully I will see you in the next video.